Namaste and a very good evening to one and all. I am your Baranika. Welcome to Leaders Connect 360 Foundation's episode LC0260. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). Our mission is to invite 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. Every Wednesday, we come together from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. IST on Zoom Live to gain insights from top management leaders and last week of the month from authors. And once every quarter, we take it offline in different cities to network, support, and grow together. Because at Leaders Connect 360, we strongly believe that leaders create more leaders. Before we kickstart the episode, a quick reminder, please keep your videos on for an engaging experience. First time visitors, check out the WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn links in the chat box to stay connected and grow with us. This episode is being recorded for our community archives. Now let's set the energy high. If you're excited and ready for an impactful session, drop a thumbs up or a smiley in the chat. Fantastic. And now it's a time to introduce our guest speaker for today's session, Mr. S. Kumar, Human Resource Head, Godrej Storage Solutions. He will be sharing his valuable insights on the topic handling multi generation team, bridging generations, building stronger teams. Let me also introduce our moderator, Mr. Pankaj Vyas, Managing Partner, Bija Trainings, who will be interacting with our guest alongside our panel discussion leader, Dr. Ishwarya J, corporate trainer and 360-degree assessment specialist. Without further ado, let's get started. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj, sir.
Thank you so much, Ms. Baranika. Thank you so much. Good evening, one and all. And I am Pankaj Vyas, Managing Partner, Bija Training. And I would like to welcome you all on behalf of Bija Training, the Master Leadership and Leaders Connect. And a special welcome to our guest, Mr. S. Kumar, and our panel discussion leader. So, as I think that I should not take much of our time, but this is my responsibility to welcome each one of you here, right? And today's topic is also very interesting, right? That is handling multi-generation team. We have been talking about dealing with millennials, Generation X, Generation Y, Gen Z, right? So I believe today we all are going to get some new perspective about how to deal with different generations. That is what will be shared by Mr. S. Kumar. So without taking much of a time, I would like to officially welcome each one of you through a mode of welcome video. So Arun, can we have the welcome video for our guest and the visitors, please? Thank you so much, Arul. Thank you so much. And sir, Mr. Kumar, we welcome you to this forum. And I hope it's convenient and comfortable for you to taking it from the card, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, sir. Perfect. So I welcome you to our latest Connect episode 0260, sir. And Ishwarya, over to you for the panel discussion with our guest.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. Good evening, sir. Good evening, good evening. It has been a greatest pleasure for me to join here as a panel discussion leader. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Yes, without further ado, let's get into the session, sir. Yes, as we talk about this multi-generation handling, multi-generation team, we will be thinking about office or workplace and so on. But the real challenge starts from home itself, I think so, sir, because we are having kids 30 age 30s irukanga Gen Zs irukanga many people we are handling this challenge in our home itself. So let us have some now clarity, let us get a clarity from our guest speaker, what are the real time challenges they are facing in the workplace as well as in home as well, sir. And then the first question here we go is, what are the biggest challenges leaders face when managing a team compromising multi generations, sir?
All right. Thank you, Ishwarya, for setting the context and also throwing up the first question. I've sent a couple of slides to Arul. I don't know whether he'll be in a position to present it.
Yeah. If you
There
want,
are
I can
two
project.
slides. Yeah. Please project. So that's my starting slide. That helps me to really set the context and the tone for the further course of discussion.
Yes. I hope my screen is visible, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Arul. So I just wanted to trace back to the history of when we started talking about this generation. In 1928, Carl Menahem spoke about theories of generation for the first time. He spoke about how formative youth shared historical and cultural experiences in his theory. So that's where the first generations have been spoken about. And when we progress further, somewhere in 1960s and 1970s, there was concept called generation gap. Today everybody uses the word generation gap. This generation gap came into existence only in 1960s and 1970s. There were student activists wherein the perception and the expectation of the various generations were felt. Diversities and social identities were clearly demarcated. So that's where the generation gap came into existence. And as we proceed, in the recent past, there is a worldwide Gen Z protest. The protest is by and large to challenge the inequalities, corruption, and authoritarianism. Now, you would have come across the recent protest done in the countries nearby India. In Nepal, Gen Z resolution in September 25 toppled the government. There was a massive shift in the election, and young leaders took charge. Likewise, in Sri Lanka, the Sinhala struggle happened as a massive citizen driven movement. Likewise, in China, the youth revolution happened in a very passive way, bringing in a social economical movement. Likewise, in Bangladesh, youth resolution brought in a uprising in July, wherein Gen Z revolution brought in resignation of the Prime Minister. Go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this slides talk about the various protests done by Gen Z across the globe. You would see at least some 12 different places wherein this protest happened. It happened in Bangladesh, Nepal, Indonesia, Morocco, many places. Let's go to the next slide. Now this multi-generation happens or has got impact not only in workplace, as Ishwarya pointed out, it happens even in household. So broadly, I'm going to touch upon two broad areas, multi-generation at workplace and multi-generation at households. Now, if you look at workplace, today in a professional environment, there are 5 different generations of people working together. Starting from the traditional generation, the baby boomers, Gen X, Y, Z, and also the Alpha. Likewise, in the multi-generation household, there is one data that says that the American living in multi-generation family household has quadrupled since 1971. So it has gone up by 4 times at homes. I'm coming from a home which is a joint family system. I've got a multi-generation family at my home. My dad is at 84. My youngest kid will be at about 12 years. So we have 20 of us living in a single campus, wherein we have people in the age bracket of 12 to 16 who are basically the lesser than Zen Alpha or Alpha people. And we have generation which is the traditional generation which is beyond 70 and 80 years old. And we have also the mid generation. Now I'm going to touch upon the question asked by Ishwarya. Basically, she asked about what are all the challenges faced by the leaders in managing multi-generation workforce. Now let me share some examples of how this generation spans and what are all the insights each generation brings in. While the younger generations are very, very impulsive and restless, the older generations are very, very patient. They wait for everything. That is not the case with the newer generation. Likewise, the older generation looks for long-term gratification, while the younger generation looks for quick and immediate gratification. They want reward and recognition very quickly, immediately. While the older generation values savings, the younger generation values experience. Now, this is the dichotomy in which organizations are functioning. When you function with this kind of a spectrum of people, a diverse people, the leaders normally are faced with challenges of value dilemma. Now, is long-term gratification good or immediate impulsive gratification good? Both are good in a way. But sometimes leaders are put into challenges of this value dilemma. Which side to lean upon? Is it with the younger generation or is it with the older generation? This is one major challenge faced by leaders. The second challenge faced by leaders are diversity dynamics. Now, each generation have got their own characteristics. Now, how do they juggle between these diverse group of people? So they need to be very, very good in terms of handling the diversity dynamics. That is the second challenge they face. The third thing I would say is the dichotomy in which they operate. So between the younger generation and the experienced generation. So leaders face this as the biggest challenge in any organization. So that is my response to you, Ishwarya.
Yes, as you rightly said, this Gen
Yeah,
Zs that
any other questions you can ask? Yeah.
yes. As you rightly pointed out, the Gen Zs, they are in need of that immediate results. Whatever it could be, time gap they won't give them. Immediately they want to experience that the results. Yes, as you rightly point, sir. So this is where this organization is struggling. Then how can an organization bridge communication gaps between the experienced professionals and the younger employees, sir?
All right. I think communication is the nerve center for any organization. Like in a human body, without nerves, you cannot exist. In human bodies, it connects your brain to all parts of your body through nerve. That's why communication is called as the nerve system of any organization. Now, having said this, how do we bring down the communication gaps between the generations? I think the first thing leaders have to practice is multi-platform communication. Now, leaders are not expected to take or do only pen and pencil communication. While on one hand, they do pen and pencil communication, on the other hand, they need to be communicating through the latest social media way. They need to be aware of what are all the new generation's way of communicating things, like the reels and whatever happens in the social media. Let me share one example at this juncture between a newcomer, an youngster, a new gen guy versus an old experienced person in an organization. Very interesting illustration or an example. A new trainee comes into an organization. Now he says that he goes and meets his boss, who's in the verge of retirement. He's, of course, maybe, so he's a Gen X guy. Now he goes and meets him and introduces himself. Sir, I'm your new management trainee. I've joined you. And this is my specialty. I do a lot of analytics. I do a lot of data work. And this is my specialty. Immediately, the boss says, I will give you an assignment to come and meet me after 3 days' time. And I will give you a chocolate and assignment for you. Then this boy comes after 3 days and says that, sir, please tell me the assignment that you have for me. So he gives the assignment. Then he says, then the boy asks, sir, I want your email ID for me to give you feedback and for me to share whatever is happening. This gentleman says that I've already shared the email ID. So he said, sir, you have not shared me the email ID. So then he said, I've shared, you go and check. Then this guy goes back. He goes pillar to post to understand where is the email ID. Then he comes back and say that, sir, you have not shared neither your email ID nor your phone number. The boss says, no, I have shared. You are so irresponsible. You do not know what is seriousness, how to really learn things, etc., etc. So there is a commotion between the youngster and the aged person. Then somebody has to intervene and say that what is wrong. Then the aged person said, on day one, I gave my visiting card to this guy. And this guy did not bother to take the visiting card. He left the visiting card in the same table itself and went off. And thereafter, he is asking me about phone number and email ID. This guy says, sir, normally if I were to share phone number, you have an Apple phone, I have an Apple phone. You have to just bring the phone together. And therefore, it really transfers all the information that you have in your phone to my phone. And there is exchange of information. Now you say that you need to take your visiting card, enter your phone number, enter your email ID, etc., etc. So that's where the gap starts. While the younger generation feels that by shake of a phone, he'll be in a position to get across the communication. The older generation people think that it has to be done through the paper, which is basically the visiting card. So now there is a commotion between the two generations at the beginning of the career itself. Now, the leader has to recognize this. The leader, therefore, brings in multi-generation, multi-platform to communicate with people. And he also uses the Pareto principle. When I say Pareto principle, the leader participates in 20% of the platform, which has got 80% of participation. So that's why it's called as a Pareto principle. He participates in 20% of the platforms, communication platforms, wherein 80% of participation is there. And thereby he ensures that there is participation from him across all generations. So that is how a communication gap is being addressed in many of the organizations. I hope that answers your question, Ishwarya.
Yes, sir. Yes, with that note, I'm just moving on to the third question, right? What leadership approaches work best in motivating and engaging employees across different generations, sir?
Yeah. I think the fundamental thing somebody has to appreciate is that every generation has got their own career choices.
So sorry, sir, you're not audible. Arul, need your support, Arul. Is this a challenge for me or else?
Yeah, his voice is not audible. Just
Yeah.
checking in the background.
To have a situational
Sir,
leadership approach.
sir, excuse me, sir.
He's having a technical.
Sir, sorry to
Your
interrupt, sir.
voice
Your
is not
voice is
audible,
not
sir.
audible, sir.
My voice is not active.
Is my voice okay now?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
You're okay now.
All right. So, situational leadership is the first approach any leader has to adopt in today's context. Second thing is, instead of being very autocratic and being a laissez-faire leader, he should adopt to democratic way of leadership style. And he needs to have a very flexible leadership style. So he needs to be a situational leader. He needs to demonstrate democratic way of leadership style, and he needs to be flexible in order to manage multi-generation people. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anything else, Ishwarya? Any
Pointed
other
out.
question? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, as you rightly point out, sometimes the situation leadership works. Sometimes he has to be autocratic, and sometime he has to be democratic. That is great, sir. That is a great perspective. So next question is, how can an organization leverage the strength of each generation to build high performance teams?
Yeah. So any organization requires multifaceted people. They want multifaceted experience, multifaceted people, multi-generation people, because everybody brings in their own strengths. While the older generations are very, very policy driven. The younger generations are purpose driven. An organization requires both categories of people. Likewise, the old generations are more a generation which wants to control. They want control. Whereas the new generation wants more of autonomy. An organization also requires control as well as autonomy in order to manage things. Likewise, an organization wants more of structured as well as unstructured way of looking at things, while the older generations embrace structured way of working, which is they like to work between say 9 and 5, whereas an unstructured generation who love to work on work from home, flexi timing, etc., etc. So organization requires both categories of people. They want people to work in a structured way of 9 to 5, and they also want people to work across 24/7. So organization can create high performance workforce by leveraging both categories of people in this manner.
Yes, yes, the point what you have
Any other
said
questions,
is
Aishwarya? Yeah.
exactly, yes, sir, the point what has been told by you is exactly right, because this was the major discriminator between this generations, like structured and unstructured. Yes, so with that, moving on
Yes.
to the next question, and this is the final question. What practical steps can managers take to reduce conflicts and fosters collaboration in a multi-generational workplace?
All right. So in a multi-generation workforce, I think conflicts are to be reduced and collaboration has to be fostered by looking at both short-term and long-term goals. While the younger generations are more inclined, inquisitive to work on short-term goals, the older generations are inclined towards working on long-term goals. Now, a fine blend of both brings in a good collaborative working. Likewise, the younger generation wants to be more independent. The older generation are little dependent. In any collaborative setup, we want independent people to lead and we want dependent people to follow through. So definitely a leader should be in a position to leverage both sides of leading as well as following. Likewise, the younger generation are more tech oriented. They look at AI, they are technologically driven, whereas the older generations are bound by pen and notebook. Now, a leader will foster both. Therefore, he is able to reduce conflict and is able to foster collaboration in any organization. So, I think it is the ability of the leader to understand these two set of people and leverage the best out of each of them can bring in a high performance organization through collaboration and reduced conflicts. So that's my answer to you, Aishwarya.
Yes, sir, that was the great point that has been said by you, right? It is a fine blend of both. That if it goes into collaboration, that will gives a good result. So that was my biggest takeaway. Is biggest takeaway of today's session. Since both of them are so important to an organization, when it comes to Gen X, Gen Zs, they are all immediate results and everybody and everything. That is a great perspective from that has been given by you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful insights, sir. Yes, thank you, Pankaj, for the wonderful opportunity, and it is over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Ishwarya, for a wonderful discussion. Okay, and thank you so much, Kumar sir, for putting the perspective in such a simple manner. And yes, even I love the way you explained that the leader should be able to have a perfect blend of, both the ends basically. And yes, both have their own pros and cons, right? But when we work towards the positive sides of both the, generations, and when we work on the weaknesses of both, I believe the results would be better. It's all about alignment. It's all about understanding. It's all about, complementing each other. That is where the real, the real, what we say, the real charm comes out, right? So that has been my learning takeaway. So let's see what people have learned in last 30-35 minutes through a mode of a quiz. So I would like to invite our quiz leader for the day to ask one quick quiz question, and let's see who's the winner for the day. So I invite Miss Kalai Risi for the quick quiz, please.
Hi, thank you so much, sir, for your great insight. You have shared
Yes,
an
Kalai.
in-depth knowledge. Can everybody
You're
hear my
muted.
voice?
Yes, you're audible,
Yeah,
Kala,
okay.
you're audible.
Yeah. So it was a very in-depth knowledge when you shared things. That was
A bit louder,
wonderful.
A
please.
bit louder, please.
Yes, Pankaj, Kala is audible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
please.
Yes.
Okay, that was wonderful. And I'm gonna share the question in the chat box because when I say it will be a little confusing. So I request everyone to keep your eyes on the chat box. Yes, here we go.
So let's see who is the winner for the day.
Complicating question, Kalai. Very nice.
Who's the winner?
Thank you.
So we have one, two.
Very tricky question,
yes.
Kalai. Nobody
Yeah,
has answered till now.
4 options we have, and which statement is true? Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, Sukumar
Very
sir
nice.
finally answered.
Oh my
Really,
God, Mr.
Sukumaran sir is
Sukumaran
final
has
answer.
cracked it.
Wait,
Yes.
let's see. We are getting answers. Vasanti,
So
ma'am said
who's the winner as per you?
people are yet to type in the chat box. Yes, others. Arun sir, you can
Hello.
also share it in the chat box. Your answers. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Pankaj. I think there is a lag in your internet.
Maybe there's a challenge.
Okay. You logged in through 2 devices, Pankaj?
Yeah, that is where I was just trying to
Yes.
see how best I
Yeah,
can
one more.
manage.
Yeah, one is from Barnika and
So who's the winner?
yeah, Kalai.
So the right answer is option B. So Mr. Sukumaran and Barnika have both shared option B. As it was told by Sukumaran in the first place, so the winner is Mr. Sukumaran.
Okay, so answer is B, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Great, Sukumaran sir. Great that
Congratulations, Kumar sir, for being the winner.
however, the question is tricky. No problem for there is no challenge for Sukumaran sir. He will definitely gonna give the perfect answer. And thank you, Vasanti ma'am, and thank you, Barnika, for sharing your answers in the chat box. Thank you so much for the participation. Yes, Sukumaran sir, you have an opportunity to unmute yourself and you can just ask one quick question to our guest, Mr. Kumar, for today's session. Yes.
Yeah. Sir, thank you for the session. In the last question, there was like a conflict and collaboration. So, how can we avoid conflicts in a multi-generation teams? This one.
Yes, Kumar
I
sir.
think, yeah. So, avoiding conflict is not the solution at all because conflicts are bound to happen. It all depends upon how do you really take up the conflict proactively and ensure that it is resolved to the core. That's where that's where the solution lies. So, can you create a situation wherein conflict doesn't arise at all? Sometimes conflicts are healthy. Conflicts are bound to be there. Conflicts brings you the other side of the perspective. Now, resolving conflicts is the way forward. That's how somebody will be in a position to resolve conflict and take advantage of both the perspective in any conflicting situation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sukumaran sir. Thanks for asking this beautiful question. And Sukumaran sir, you are the quiz winner for today. And I'm yet to send you 2 more books. You will get 3 more books from this quiz onwards. We'll send you the books very shortly by next week. Thank you so much. And yes, Mr. Pankaj, you can take over the next segment.
Thanks, Arul. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So we can have the open questions. So we open it for a quick 2 questions. Okay. So anyone who would like to ask question can unmute yourself and ask questions. So we can have 2 questions with our guest.
People who wants to
And
ask any questions related to the topic to Mr. Kumar, you can ask
yeah.
questions. We're open for 2 questions. Yes.
So do we have anyone?
I think we have one from Vasanti. Vasanti ma'am, you have any questions to ask?
Yes, good evening. Good evening,
Very
everybody.
good
Nice to
evening.
be in touch after a long time. I would like to ask more than a question. I would like to say if the present higher ups, that is your top leader or your CEOs or CFXOs, are more enabling themselves with the latest technology and the latest developments and the trends in the industry, which is very readily available to the youngsters, I think that gap can be filled, that bridge can be enabled more quickly. And one more question, this can be a question: how the mindset of the younger generation can be changed? You told us they are very repulsive, impulsive, and they like autonomy. So many points you had told us, sir. How can we change the mindset? I'm a
Very good
senior
question.
person, so
Yeah.
I thought I have to enable myself with the latest technology, and
Yeah.
how can I change their mindset towards more democratic way of thinking?
Yeah. Yeah. Very good question. In fact, we battle with that day in, day out. I have 2 children, both are in the age group of 16 to 19. Therefore, I face this day in, day out at my home. In my organization, 60% of the workforce are Gen Z, and therefore, I face this even in the organization. Now, understanding is the only answer for that. Now, will you be in a position to change them completely? The answer is no. But will you be in a position to help them understand your side and also willing to be understood about their side is the key for the first level. Now, will you be in a position to change their mindset? The answer is not a straightforward answer. I would not say a yes or a no. But will there be a change in the understanding pattern? The answer is yes. But mindset change is not possible because there are so many external factors that influences that. It is not within the zone of your influence, even though it might be your zone of concern. So the external trends, the external factors supersedes or superrides the overarching mindsets of the youngsters and not necessarily governed within the four walls. So my answer to you is the understanding levels can go up mutually on either side, but mindset change is still a challenge that we need to face across generations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So do we have any other question? Arul, can you please check?
Yes.
If we have, that's good. Otherwise, we move forward.
I think we can move forward.
Okay.
Thank you all.
So
Thanks
I
for
would
sharing
like
the
to invite
messages.
our summary leader, Ms. Akshaya.
Yes.
Ms. Akshaya, over to you for a quick summary, please.
Akshay is joining. She's having a challenge in
She's
technical.
joined. She's joined.
Yeah. Yes, Akshay, it's over to you. You can share the summary of the episode.
Good evening, everyone. I'm
Good
Akshaya,
evening.
practicing image consultant and corporate trainer. And that was a wonderful session by Sir. And the session offered practical insights into managing generational diversity, building stronger and more effective teams. The key takeaways from the session are: every generation brings unique values, strengths, and perspectives to the workplace. Effective communication requires adapting to different generations, preferred styles, and platforms. Flexible leadership approaches help engage and motivate employees across different age groups. Combining experience with innovation creates stronger and higher performing teams. So, balancing collaboration, autonomy, and finally, mutual respect helps reduce conflicts and improves teamwork. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akshaya, for a wonderful summary in such a specific manner. Thank you so much. I would like to invite Dr. Ishwarya for the vote of thanks, please.
Yes, good evening. I'm Dr. Ishwarya, a 360-degree assessment specialist. When decisions are driven by clarity and data, organizations are better equipped to position the talent and build resilient workforce. Let me quickly share once again the purpose of this thriving community. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). We are a hybrid leadership community bringing leaders together every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m., where experts from diverse fields share practical solutions to real-time leadership challenges, just like the valuable insights we received today on handling multi-generation teams. Every last week of the month, we go a step further by inviting authors to share insights from their books that helps us to evolve as a leader and lifelong learners. I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. S. Sukumar, Human Resource at Godrej Storage Solutions, for his insightful and thought-provoking perspectives. A special thank to our panel discussion leader, Dr. J. Ishwarya, and our moderator, Mr. Pankaj Vyas, for steering today's discussion so effectively and making it truly impactful. And now, as a small token of our appreciation, we present a special thank you video to express our gratitude. See you next Wednesday. Until then, keep leading, keep growing. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arul. Thank you, Kumar sir, for being our guest today. And we look forward for you to be a part of this community. Thank you so much. And have a great evening, sir.
Yes, thank you, Kumar sir. From my side,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much.
much. Thank you all. Yeah.
Great, great.
Hope you
Thank
reach
you,
your
sir. Thank you so
location, sir.
much.
Yes, very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Over to
you
you,
all.
Arul.
Thank you so much. Let's all connect for the next week. Thank you, Kumar sir. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, Akshaya, Aishwarya, Bharnika. Thank you all for the support. Then let's all connect for the next week. Thank you so much. Take care.